just so you get ready for this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Debutants! Got to get that working. Okay. Well, we're so lucky to have this very talented group here with us, as we heard during rehearsal. And it's such a blessing to have this kind of an locomotive on the stage here. And I'm just very pleased. I want you to know that before we start the show. So thank you so much for coming over. John?
We good all the way around?
I haven't heard it from the back, but...
Oh.
Yeah, they're live? Okay.
In every life, some rain must fall, and you'll get wet as your sorrow calls. Oh, the sun will rise on a brand new morn. You'll be warm and dry and freshly born.
With support from Judith Robert and in the memory of our good friend Tom Kapazinskis, and with additional support from Marshall County Community Foundation and the Indiana Arts Commission, Marshall County Tourism, and E. Lee Marshall. From historic downtown Plymouth, Indiana, where the Lincoln Highway and Michigan Road across the banks of the beautiful Yellow River, it's the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. Tonight's show features a relatively young band from Fort Wayne that has already played the Embassy and Clyde theaters to packed houses. With a new LP, Nobody Knows, filled with spirited songs, they're already taking the world by storm. The band started with Lynn Nicholson and John Swain, playing together in Homestead High School before moving apart for a few years and then coming back together in March of 2019. When they hit the pandemic, they had already added a lot of players, including the notable fiddler, Sean Hoffman. And so, they used the time to practice and produce tunes for their online audience with their clever webcast, Quarantunes. With all that rehearsal under their belts, when things opened back up, they were ready to rumble. And rumble they did, playing at house parties, beer halls, and now concert venues. With the never-ending thirst for bluegrass wherever you go, this full-throated, high-energy band is ready to lift us to the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Debutants to the Wild Rose Moon radio stage. Also on hand today, we have an Indiana native and a singer-songwriter and a graduate of Culver Academy. His musical passions led him to Boston, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in songwriting from Berklee College of Music in 2016. During his time there, he performed and worked with music industry luminaries Chuck Leavell of the Allman Brothers and Rolling Stones bands, John Oates of Hall & Oates, and jazz pop singer-songwriter Jamie Cullum. Please help me welcome Russell Jamie Johnson. And now, recorded live from the Wild Rose Moon Performing Arts Center in historic downtown Plymouth, Indiana, where the Art Deco Reese Theater is soon to enjoy its second lifetime of excitement and inspiration for the benefit of the local and regional community. Here is the radical rascal of all things lunar, or lunatic, your Radio Hour host, George Schricker!
Thank you so much. The river goes round, around the bend. The river goes round, round, round till the very end. And when it stops, woo, it starts again. It won't be long till the river goes round. It won't be long till the river goes round and round and round, my friends. Well, thank you so much, and welcome to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. I'm making my way over here to Jacob Marino. Do you have any stories for me today? What exciting thing has been happening in your life?
Well, I've been doing a lot of planning, George. Do you know what a rage room is?
A rage room?
Yeah. Okay, so basically it's a room you go into, and you're decked out in like safety gear and stuff, but the idea is that you're destroying the entire room with like a hammer or a baseball bat, plates, whatever,
Just get out aggressive tendencies.
Just go a little crazy.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So you went on a rage room?
No, but in a couple weeks I will.
Oh, that is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, we have with us a very special person, don't we? Or a special
I don't know if you. I guess she's a person to me anyway.
Me too, of course.
Yeah, and that would be our sorceress herself.
Oh, yeah, that's correct, Maestro. We have words of wisdom from our resident poet and philosopher, Rosie. Rosie sits atop my announcing booth here at the Moon and is ringed with wild roses around her head, multicolored dreadlocks down her back, and is attired in a silken dress with pea-green leathern petals. Rosie sits pensive and ready to dispense thoughts that are, in the words of Carl the skateboarder, both rad and gnarly. Her philosophical notes spring from her hands, both of which are verdant green leaves. John, take it away.
We have a note from Rosie. This note was wrote by Rosie. It's a wonder of a note, fresh off a ferry boat. If we voted on a quote, this note we'd vote the goat. We have a note from Rosie.
I'll give you the note. It's right there. It's
Alrighty.
sort of interesting. Where where did that? What's that note
Well,
say?
apparently, George, Rosie has been reading The Little Golden Book about an American singer, songwriter, actress, philanthropist, and businesswoman known primarily for her work in country music, Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Dolly. She's an amazing person.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she had like nominated for an Academy Award and a Tony Award and a Grammy, and what's the other one? All four or something.
I think in Gatlinburg she has a theme park that I saw.
Yeah, and she does a
Crazy,
lot
but-
of great things for people too. You know,
Yeah.
she helps people from her hometown. She's great. What words of wisdom does Dolly have for us?
We cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails. That Rosie is something else.
That is, she sure is. All right. Well, we are here with Lynn Nicholson and John Swain, and I want to start with them first because they got this group going, right?
Yeah, I suppose we're as much to blame as anybody. Yeah.
You're like the magnets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
The magnets in one of those games, you know,
Yeah.
where you put, and then the balls all roll
Sure.
around, and you don't know what ball's going where, and then
Some
all
we
of a sudden-
push very far away, some
Yeah.
we attract.
right?
Hopefully
Until
we
it all
mostly
just
attract.
the orbit began to happen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, so you began playing in Homestead High School, is that correct?
Yeah, we went to high school together.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
So you knew each other back then.
Yeah. He was a year under me, and you know, of course, I had a band in my grade, and then there was this youngster who was just a heck of a guitar player, and you know, I brushed him off as long as I could until I heard him play, and then it was like, okay, I need to play with this guy.
Yeah.
And we've been playing together pretty much ever since. Aside from wandering the country separately, you know, for a few years there, we ended up back in the hometown and got another group together, and we've been having a real good time with it.
Well, you look like you're having a good time.
We are having a great time.
Okay. Well, why don't you have a good time for us?
Hey, we'd love
Okay.
to. Let's do it.
All right.
It's hard to know what's true and hate it when you do.
not for words. No, it's hard to say. It takes time to come around. We get lost until we found. Oh, we all get burned, one by one. We take our turns. Much more than you to buy, to show you a better way. She knew damn well, but it's hard to say. In the best days of your life, in times you've seen the light, lucidity never stays for very long. And it's hard to say, well, it's hard to say what you mean. If you do, doesn't mean a thing till the card is played and the other hand won't understand. No, it's hard to say. Trying to be nice, don't want your good advice. What's known is yours alone, and you're on your own, so don't think twice. It's hard to know what's true, and I hate it when you do. It's not yours to give away, it's not for words. No, it's hard to say, yeah, well, it's hard to say what you mean, and if you do, doesn't mean a thing till the card is played and the other hand won't understand. No, it's hard to say, oh, well, it's hard to say what you mean, and if you do, doesn't mean a thing till the card is played and the other hand won't understand. No, it's hard to say.
Wow. Man, that is so fine, and that's such a classic groove. I mean, in terms of the bluegrass, I mean, you'd like just slot in there, man, with all the greats.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
thanks, y'all.
That really has a great, great rooted feel to it in the bluegrass style. So you guys wrote that, or how?
Yeah, that's one of our new ones. That's coming out on an EP that we're releasing on Tuesday. Nobody Knows, as was mentioned earlier. But yeah, it'll be out on all the streaming platforms, wherever you listen to music, come this Tuesday, the 24th. So
that is
it's called Hard to Say.
fantastic work. Okay, so Michael Earl Newsom, were you one of the silver balls that got pulled into this group?
No, they just randomly found me on Instagram, actually.
Randomly found you.
Yeah.
You needed a banjo player, and they found it.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, it's glad to have you here. Are you from Fort Wayne too? Or?
Yep. Fort
Okay,
Wayne.
great. All right, Ellen Kopplin, tell me about yourself.
Well, I played cello.
Yeah,
and
that
I found these guys. I was like, how random really want to play with that.
Now, not a lot of bluegrass bands have cellos. Some do, but it's a sort of a new thing, isn't it?
Yeah, Crooked Stills, the first band I heard that had cello in it.
Right.
So I kind of just like, I can do this style maybe. It's
Right.
inspirational. Yeah.
That's great. Well, it's a great for the mix. It's really a beautiful sound. I always loved cello. John Hoffman, we've known each other a long time. He played on some of my albums.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and many other people's albums. And in fact, I mean, probably your fiddling is a good reason that we're using the song "The River Goes Round" as our theme song, because your fiddle made it work, since it was not to a click track, and it really moved around a lot. So it moved.
I do specialize in that.
Yeah, it moved a lot around, but you made it come together. So I mean,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so I really appreciate your help.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right. Okay, Lauren Blair, when did you get involved with these guys?
Oh man, well, it was a couple years ago. Lynn had approached me or messaged me, I think, and was like, "Hey, I'm curious to play some music in the bluegrass realm." And so I had come over, and John, Lynn, and at the time Chandler as well, and we were kind of. They had established like a trio, I think, was it with Lynn and Michael and Chan, and so I came in and was like, hey, I would love to jam with these guys, because I know we had done that a couple years back, now a decade.
You know, just for the benefit of the listening audience and for my aging brain, next time when you come, could you draw like a tree, a family tree of how
Definitely
it all came together?
A map through
Yeah,
the ages
right.
of time.
And,
yes.
and Chandler, you're here today to play bass with them? That's right. And we really appreciate that. And what's your story about your involvement with all of them?
Well, before the Debutants formed, I was a bass owner, and then they formed, and I became a bass player.
I've heard of that happening. I've heard of that happening. What a wonderful thing. It's great to get to play along until you can fake it, right? Yeah. And that's all we all have to do that. Okay, well, fake it some more.
Right. Never thought?
Yeah, I did. Oh.
That sun went down, but I stayed up. I said I'm doing it all. My mind's made up. So am I shackled and chained? I feel good and free. But when I open my eyes, still I don't see. 'Cause there's a fork in the road and the train's off the track. You reap what you sow and you never get it back. I'm all alone now, but that ain't how I feel. The stuff has got me thinking that I
John, I realized I didn't get to you yet.
That's all right.
But I will in the next part. Okay.
I'll be right here.
Okay. That was really fine music. Let's have another hand for the Debutantes. We're going to be back with the Debutantes during our Shoot the Moon game show in our next segment. But up next, we have a songwriter and graduate from the Berklee School of Music, Russell Jamie Johnson.
With support from Judith Robert, and in memory of our dear friend Tom Kapazinskis, and from the generosity of the Marshall County Community Foundation and the Indiana Arts Commission and E. Lee Marshall, you're listening to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour.
Well, welcome back to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. We're here with Russell Jamie Johnson, who has got roots right here in our county. Went to high school at Culver Academies. Is that correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, you graduated from that. And we have someone that we both know.
Yes, we do.
David
Wyrick.
David Wyrick. A really wonderful man there that's been working in the music department for a long time.
Yes, yeah. I met David when I first went to Culver and decided I was going to take a music theory class for the first time, and then failed it. And then he said, "Have you ever thought about Berklee College of Music?" And I said, "Do you know the grade I have in your class?" And he said, "No, I really think it'd be good for you." And that first year after I came back from Berklee, he ended up recommending me to teach the music program for their summer school.
Wow.
So yeah, David in some way like really shaped the course of my life. He's a great guy.
That's a great story. I'm glad you told it. And I want you to tell a little story about the song you're going to sing.
Well, I'm actually, I just decided to switch it up.
You're not going to sing.
Oh, I am going to sing. I just changed the song.
Oh, okay.
I'm back home in Indiana. My mom's here in the audience. And so naturally I thought I'd play a song I wrote about Los Angeles. That's a joke.
No, that's okay.
No, this song I wrote about an ex-girlfriend who unfortunately couldn't be here with us today.
Yeah.
And thanks, man. and it's just about wanting somebody and wishing your life maybe had gone a little different direction.
Okay. Cool.
Tell me, what have you been up to lately, darling? 'Cause lately you've been on my mind. And by lately I mean since I was 23. I'm still living in a past I left behind. See, most of the time I've been okay living without you. Okay, fine, you caught me in another lie. Just when I think I'm over you, these memories come flooding through. The waves pull me down and drown me in the tide. 'Cause it's been so long, but somehow not long at all. Long enough for me to go crazy. Crazy enough to know I'm still in love with you. And I gotta get myself out to LA. See, I've been living in New York City for a while now. And I hear you may have someone in your life. And does living on the West Coast make it easier to let go? People turn to ghosts and never say goodbye. It's funny how they say that time is gonna heal you.
when I still think of you at this time every night. I built a room in my soul where I still sometimes go. I keep your picture on the bookshelf by the light. But it's been so long, but somehow not long at all. Long enough for me to go crazy. Crazy enough to know I'm still in love with you. And I gotta get myself out to LA. No, I gotta get myself out to LA. You know I gotta get myself out to LA.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, from our hometown to yours, the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour presents our very own audience participation quiz show, Shoot the Moon!
To be quick on the draw, all you gotta do is shoot the moon. Shoot the moon. Shoot the moon.
And now, here's the host of Shoot the Moon, the original colonist of Ye Little Used Words, and an often chuffy, twistical, and gut-foundered fellow of our ball jollification, Matt Scutchfield.
Well, thank you, Jacob, for that jollified introduction. While I call up today's contestants, would you mind reading the rules of this woefully contrived yet mentally challenging extravaganza?
Copy that, cool cat. Prior to the show, audience members indicate their willingness to participate in Shoot the Moon by supplying an answer to this inane survey question. Are you now, or have you ever, been a student of behavioral psychology? No. And with that question answered in a demonstrably random manner with any number of attendant variables, distinguishing the method a person might freely choose, or so they may deceptively think, in the affirmative. And, as a result, be needlessly subjected to this further interrogation. Are you ready, willing, and able to gently access your remarkable yet environmentally predetermined being in an often silly and self-deprecating manner in the futile attempt to answer a series of capricious and often ill-conceived questions?
What did he say?
And from a collection of audience members who have learned to push a button to ask for a stimulating electrical shock while executing a short exercise of gymnastic maneuvers during which they must answer with the word yes, or something like it, exactly 2 contestants are selected to play Shoot the Moon. So now, let's play Shoot the Moon!
Well, thank you for that introduction, Jacob. So here in selection 1, we have, what's your name?
My name is Elton Powers.
And tell me a little bit about yourself.
Elton, like an Elton John. I had it long before he did.
Well,
besides, it's not his real name.
But that's your real name.
I'm a retared educator. We live in the small village of Pleasant Lake, Indiana. It's a very small town.
And here in...
You're supposed to ask how small is it?
How small is it?
Well, it's, in Pleasant Lake, nobody uses turn signals. Everybody knows where you're going anyway. So.
Well, you found your way here, and in contestant spot 2, we have Carolyn. And tell me about yourself.
I'm a retired educator as well, and we came to see the Marshall Museum today because we're starting a museum in our little village.
Oh, wow.
With no
That's
stoplights.
amazing. So that museum information might give you some advantage today, but probably not. So we'll just have to see. Elton, we'll start with you. What category on this board are we going to choose first today?
Sean Bond.
Okay. Okay. So this question is about Sean Hoffman here on stage. Sean Hoffman, noted fiddler in the Debutants and a wonderful fiddle teacher, was influenced early in his life by his parents who both played music. In fact, some of his extended family was in the Lost Bluegrass Band. Sean has done a lot of studio work and in fact played on the song The River Goes Round, George mentioned that a few minutes ago, on George's album Precious Time. Sean has played in many bands himself besides the Debutants. Which of these bands is not a band that he played in? Is it A, the Merchant Marines? Is it B, Sultry? Or is it C, the Frank O'Connor Band?
Ooh, the first one.
Hey, let's check in with Sean. But hey, you got it right.
All right.
This is actually a trick question, kind of, because there was no band with that title, but maybe I have notes here to ask Sean what it was like to be in the Merchant Marines.
I was in the Merchant Marines, yeah. I got to travel around and look at the stars and do shipboardy things.
All right, Carolyn, which we have 3 categories left. Which one would you like now?
How about Mod Pod?
All right. Homestead High School in Fort Wayne, the high school where John Swain and Lynn Nicholson started playing together, offers a wide range of academic programs. The school's curriculum includes classes in art, business, economics, and mathematics. Its program in music education includes choir, band, and orchestra classes. The school also offers classes in technology education. They even have their own radio station, WTCY, The Point, where music is the point. However, the production department also offers some interesting podcasts for their listeners' enjoyment. Which of the following is not a podcast of WTCY? Is it A, Trend Study, featuring an in-depth discussion of poppets and their purported usefulness in helping ADHD students in the classroom? Is it B, Aqua Cool, in which science students Gordon Kratowski and Angela Nino discuss the fascinating principles of H2O and make it sound oh so cool? C, Music Throwdown, in which Jacob and Ethan talk about the vaporwave phenomenon and the outstanding music associated with the genre.
I'll go with number 2.
Hey, you would be correct. We got another point. Maybe some of the band would like to weigh in if you have a favorite podcast from WTCY.
It's been a long time, so I couldn't tell you one.
All right. Well, we're halfway through. Jacob, how about the score?
So far, we have Elton with 1 point and Carolyn also with 1 point.
All right. So, Elton, which of these categories now? We have Bean Blossom Baritone or Embassy Innovates?
We got to go with Bean Blossom Baritone.
All right, perfect. Have you been to Bean Blossom, Indiana?
I have, yes.
All right, well, you might have this one then. John Cohen Hartford, a major newgrass influence on many of the Debutants, was an American folk, country, and bluegrass composer and musician known for his mastery of the fiddle and banjo, as well as for his witty lyrics and unique vocal style. His most successful song is Gentle on My Mind, which won 3 Grammy Awards and was listed in BMI's Top 100 Songs of the Century. Hartford performed with various ensembles throughout his career and is perhaps best known for his solo performances where he would interchange the guitar, banjo, fiddle, from song to song. He also invented his own shuffle tap dance move and clogged on an amplified piece of plywood while he played and sang. Besides his musical career, which included over 30 albums and a Grammy for that song, Gentle on My Mind, as well as a whole host of other achievements, which of the following was something else John was not known for? A, being a licensed steamboat pilot on the Mississippi River. B, he held a degree in commercial art from Washington University in St. Louis. Or C, he wrote the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour theme song on which the show that he was often a guest.
B.
B. I'm sorry, unfortunately, he did not write C, the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour theme song, which Mason Williams wrote with Nancy Ames, that Nelson Riddle recorded and performed for the show.
But he was on the show.
He was on it often. Oh, yes. Okay, so now, Carolyn, we have the last question. You could win the game. You could steal the game now with Embassy Innovates. This is a long one, too. The Embassy Theater in Fort Wayne. Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, you might have this then. The Embassy Theater in Fort Wayne, where the Debutants recently performed, is famous for its artful proscenium and beautiful interior. It was built in 1928 as a movie palace and today is home of Fort Wayne Philharmonic Orchestra. It is also famous for some antique equipment that is used to make it a major attraction in the area. Which of these is not one of those pieces of equipment? Is it A, the Master Brenograph F7, a massive double magic lantern projecting airplanes flying through moving clouds, running water, fire, song lyrics dissolving from one verse to the next for sing-alongs, changing colors of pattern light, strobe effects, spotlights, and the hundreds of special effects manufactured by the Maurice Wurtzel Company and a few others? That's all for A. B, the Grand Page Pipe Organ, built by the Page Organ Company of Lima, Ohio. The instrument includes the marimba, harp, piano, glockenspiel, xylophone, toy counter containing snare, bass drums, cymbals, Chinese gong, castanets, tambourines, tom-toms, triangle, woodblock, steamboat, and train whistles, sirens, fire-drawn telephone klaxon, sleigh bells, and chirping birds. Or is it C, the Arc de Triomphe Popcorn Parade, built by the Hortzel Brothers Machinery Works in St. Louis, a unique and colorful mechanical popcorn machine that looked like a circus train and used the cars to parade the fresh popcorn in front of its customers. As the train cars passed by, salt was shaken onto the popcorn from a tiny Ferris wheel, and hot butter was squirted onto the popcorn from the mouth of a toy circus cannon.
Okay. I've heard the organ. I didn't know it could do all that. I have had popcorn there. I don't know where it came from, so I'm going to go with number one.
The Master Brenograph. I have been told that, unfortunately, it's C. The popcorn machine is the one that did not exist there. So, Jacob, where does that leave us with
Well,
this
we're
game?
at a tie, unfortunately.
Okay, well, what happens on Shoot the Moon when there's a tie?
Well, as a matter of fact, win or lose, everyone gets lucky on Shoot the Moon. Both Elton and Caroline have won a sticker, a big Wild Rose Moon sticker suitable for applying to one's security camera, screw extractor, Palm Front Cabana, or electric lawnmower. Congratulations, Elton and Caroline. Everybody wins when we play Shoot the Moon.
Well, right after the break, we will feature more songs and conversation with the Newgrass band, the Debutants.
With support from Judith Robert, and in memory of our dear friend Tom Kapazinskis, E. Lee Marshall, and from the generosity of the Marshall County Community Foundation, the Indiana Arts Commission, and Marshall County Tourism, you're listening to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour.
To the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. We are having a fine time today. And John Swain, I wanted to get around to you because I missed you in the last segment. And I wanted to talk to you about your experiences of the band coming together and getting this whole host of talent to play with you. How did you do that? You must be you both must be really, really nice guys.
Well, we try to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope people think that about us.
Yeah, you look like you're just having a party all the time.
We are. I think that's the fun part of this band is that we're all just friends and we're always having a good time, whether we're playing a show or practicing. You know, Sean
or
always
just
cooks us
hanging
a nice
out.
meal and we play some music. And,
That's great. Yeah. Well, it's such a joy to have you here, and we want to go right to a song because I don't even know if I can wait for the concert tonight. I might have you guys play the rest of the day away, but go ahead.
All right.
you. Seemed like something I was just supposed to. That race was on and I knew I would lose my mind if I got up and left behind and I missed my train here. I figured all that getting old, it could happen on down the road much later than this, but I surely wouldn't miss it. Nope, I'd buy the ticket, take the ride, enjoy the glory. But you can't go back and change a thing. You change everything it takes to be here. You can't go on no way. Take it slow, day by day. Try not to be scared. Time takes its toll on the body. Damn sure messes with your mind. You're here today and then you're gone. Just wondering what the heck was wrong. That sun was shining the whole time. Too much bitching and complaining. People worrying about everything but right now. You're only happy in the past, and the good times never last. You feel inadequate somehow, but you can't go back and change a thing. You change everything it takes to be here. You can't go on another way. Take it slow, day by day. Try not to be scared. You can't go back and change a thing. You change everything it takes to be here. You can't go on another way. Take it slow, day by day. Try not to be scared. 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 No, you can't go back and change a thing, but you change everything it takes to be here.
you.
Well, that is a song for these times.
Boy, ain't it.
Man, pretty amazing. Yeah, you're right on the cusp there. And lovely advice.
Thank you. I try to follow it myself whenever I overthink things and try to talk myself out of crazy ideas that are actually good ideas. You know?
Well, that's a really good voice you've implanted in your head, and I appreciate you implanting it in mine and all of ours.
My pleasure. Thank you, George.
Yes. That's terrific. Hey, when you played the Embassy Theater, that must have been a kind of thrill. That's an old, lovely, historic landmark.
Yeah, it was. It was a hoot. You know, we actually played the music of the Talking Heads at the Embassy. It was an annual concert they do called Down the Line, where locals cover legends, rather. And you know, each year they have a different theme. This year the theme was back to the 80s. So we
what a nice idea.
Yeah, we had wanted to do a Talking Heads set for a while. So it was at our request that we were able to cover them, and they obliged, and it was a lot of fun. John and I were both dressed up in oversized David Byrne suits, and everybody else was looking very festive and crazy. And
I think we have the poster. The poster has you in those suits, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we were on the event photo was us. Yeah.
I love those suits.
We did too. It brought out a different side of us, and we had a lot of fun with it. So.
Yeah.
And to play it in that legendary huge room was very nice.
I mean, but the suits sort of fit with because your music is like all over the place in terms of your interests and your influences, and so you can go anywhere. You can wear suits one time and I don't know, thongs the next. I don't know.
Well, depending on the
got mine on now.
So, please play another one for us.
Yeah, sure. We'd love to.
She ran 20 miles, but I don't know her face. I don't know where she lives, but I know what she ate. And her kids all just smile when she flashes her phone. At the same time, she doesn't know that they're home. Everybody seems great, and they look pretty too. Yeah, they're all doing swell, much better. Top of their lungs, with the faces so red, people getting into fights, home alone in their beds, and we're all picking So whose side are you on? That creepy old joke, or an orange-haired ding-dong? Everybody seems great, and they look pretty too. Yeah, they're all doing swell, much better than you. And if you like my poem, maybe I'll like yours too. But I feel like a ghost when I'm scrolling through. How about you? Most of the time I feel 2 foot small, and if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. Everybody seems great, and they look pretty too. You can all go to hell, and I'll meet you there too. And if you like my poem, maybe I'll like yours too. But I feel like a ghost when I'm scrolling through. How about you?
Wow. That was incredible. You are a phenomenon that is worth. Oh, don't put that down. Is it possible? Is it possible? Do you think I could talk you into? Would you mind if we had one more? Because this is just extraordinary. Do you have something original?
Yeah,
to do?
Quite a few more.
Yeah, could
Yeah.
you do one of those?
Yeah, we could do one of them if you'd like.
Yeah, one. That's all I'm asking. You want? I can get down. Okay, all right.
Here's one off our first EP we released last year. The opening track. It's called Joke.
Better off you save your breath, 'cause there ain't no one listening anyhow. try to keep yourself together, but that only breaks you down. The more it hurts, the more it lingers. So hurry up and wait, 'cause the time is only there to mess you up. And about the time you realize what you had, it's about the time it's over with and done. 'Cause it's a joke. You can laugh or cry, those tears run down your face, but it's just a joke. It kinda kicks you in your teeth and puts it in your place. Just a joke. It kinda kicks you in your teeth, puts it in your place. Yeah, it's just a joke. In this old world, could probably use a toke just to get the joke. But I'm begging, please don't let this be the punchline. Begging you, please don't let this be the punchline. Well, I'm begging, begging you, please don't let this be the punchline. Yeah, please don't let me be the punchline.
Thanks, y'all.
Folks, this is one big, just imagine, this is like one big beating heart on stage. Give them a applause. Incredible.
Thank you guys so much.
Incredible work. Now, you can edit this. So, John, would you teach him the song?
Oh, they don't need me to teach them.
Okay, all right.
Maybe you guys be okay? You need any lessons or?
Why start now?
We got it in our hearts already.
Yeah, that's a bluegrass band, George.
Okay, all right. Okay. So, where are we now? They finished. We applauded. We had give them another big applause.
Yeah, way to go.
And Debutants, I have to ask you, would you consider coming back to the radio show sometime?
We would absolutely love to. Thank you so much
that's
for having
great.
us.
Give them a nice hand.
With support from Judith Robert and in the memory of our good friend Tom Kapazinskis, and with additional support from Marshall County Community Foundation and E. Lee Marshall, you've been listening to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour.
Thank you to our singer and songwriter, our guest singer-songwriter, Russell Jamie Johnson, Jacob Marino, our announcer, game show host, Matt Scutchfield, stage manager, Howard Gibbs, audio engineer, Nate Butler, photographer, Matthew Bergmoser, video producers, Jim Yoakum, Sean Hasty, camera operator, Heather Gould, master controller, Katie Smith, hospitality coordinators, Jennifer Reed, Pam Gunderman, and Martina Sam, moonlight maker, Jean Pazderka, and special thanks to our applause specialist, Michelle Schricker, for her organizing acumen and undying support of the Moon, its mission, and me. John, fiery stallions within the sinewy tendons which reside pent up and ready, indwelling regards your skin-covered digits, so they may fly upon your ebony fretboard and race toward the finish of our strange yet mildly amusing effectuation.
I see chariots of fire. So when you think you've lost that life, oh, pain and heartache fill your soul with strife. Just remember, as you're tumbling down,
everybody sing!
Till the river goes round.
The river goes round,
around the bend.
the river goes round, round, round to the very end.
And when it stops, it starts again.
It won't be long
till the river goes round.
Want anybody else to take a lead? Want this, Jello? One last time, everybody sing!
River goes round, round the bend. River goes round, round, round to the very end. And when it stops, it starts again. It won't be long till the river goes round. It won't be long till the river goes round and round and round.
Is that a wrap?
George, they say lightning only strikes once.
What?
They say lightning only strikes once.
I
so-
know. Well, we'll try to make it strike again tonight in
Yeah.
concert. Give them another nice hand. Thank you. You guys just were unbelievable. So thank you so much. Thank you for